I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Ha Kwadash, double honors unto our apostle elders which rule great millstone well, and shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure to the end. Shalom wa ba ba ba. This is Genesis 2 verse 15. And Yahweh's Elohim took the man and put him into the Garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it, which is the promised land. And the Lord Yahweh's power commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden, which are the nations, thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat of it, which is talking about the nation of the Edomites, the so-called white race today. For in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die. And Yahweh's power said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him an helpmate for him. And out of the ground the Lord Yahweh's Elohim formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them to unto Adam, to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. And Adam gave names to all cattle, and to the fowl of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found any helpmeet for him, which there was already people on earth. All right, but Adam was being changed from man to a god. Okay, it says in verse 21, and Yahweh's power caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs, which was one of his relatives, and closed up the flesh instead thereof. So he made one of his relatives a wife. When you cross-reference this to, it says, let's see if it pulls it up. No. Let me cross-reference the word rib. Go to interlinear. His ribs. And then we'll go down to the precepts. And it goes to, nope, it didn't bring it. I know what it was flesh of my flesh. Nope, still didn't bring it up. Here it is. It took a little research because they're making it harder to find these scriptures, that we bring them out to edify. You got the wicked, the so-called white race, interfering. All right, these heathen interfere, just like when we were building the temple in the past. They interfere, but we're going to overcome in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So the verse is Genesis 29, verse 14. This is when, what was it, Jacob? Let's see. Jacob, verse 1, then Jacob went on his journey and came into the land of the people of the east. And when he seen his uncle Laban, and Laban said to him, surely thou art my bone and my flesh. And he abode with him the space of a month. So what that means is that they're relatives, which I just showed you in Genesis about Adam and Eve. It doesn't mean that he literally took a rib out of Adam's side. It means that Eve was part of his family. Verse 21, Genesis 2, verse 21. And Yahweh's power caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs, one of his relatives, and closed up the flesh instead thereof, and made her a wife. And the rib which Yahweh's power had taken from man made he a woman, and brought her unto the man, which is Adam. And Adam said, This is now bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. All right. It says, Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. All right. They weren't ashamed of that relationship, because it was ordained by the Lord. Now, I wanted to get the point of her becoming an Israelite is what was happening here. I believe it's here. Let's go in here into linear. Let's see. I believe it's this one here. See, of Israel, a woman of Israel. Okay, and it's showing you the scriptures that it's using this word to explain a woman of Israel, figurative of Israel. All right, so that's what the Lord was doing with Eve. She became a wife, a woman, to who? To Adam, which was her brother. All right. And the rib, verse 22, and the rib, the sister, which Yahweh's Elohim had taken from man, made he a woman. So she was learning that she was an Israelite, and brought her unto the man. All right. And Adam said, This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man, and learned that she was more than just other nation. All right. She was an Israelite. Back then, we were known as the sons of God. Sons of God. Today, we're Israel, princes of the power. Shall be called woman. Go to the lexicon. It tells you here the same thing. It says, wife belonging to a man, pertaining to a woman of Israel, figurative of Israel. Okay. And then when you go into out of a man, She was taken out of man. You're going to go to the lexicon, which uses the scriptures that this word is being used. Husband of Israel. The man of Yahweh, a prophet, which Adam was a prophet, a champion. He was in a camp. That's why when the Spirit of the Lord came to visit him, to see where he's been, he was an Israelite back then, a son of God. Today we are known as the Israelites. Okay? Was taken Let me see, I wanted to find the part where it shows you that what his intentions was to build a race of people, a chosen people. Let me see if it's in here. It's one of these words when you go into the lexicon, it tells you Exodus 20:10, i.e. shall accept the oath as satisfactory. Numbers 23:20, I have received commandment by revelation to bless, receive instruction. Of 2 Kings 6:13, of summoning his people from exile. Let's go back and let's see. No, this ain't the one. Let's go into, let's see, and made he, Bana. This is the one, Bana. So it's in verse 22, and the rib, the female relative of Adam, which Yahweh's power had taken from man, made he a woman and brought her unto the man. And what that means is she was learning that she was a princess, okay? And made he, which is Bana, to build, rebuild, establish. And what was he establishing was the royal lineage of eventually the Israelites, starting with Adam, and it trickled down all the way down to Noah, and then Seth, and then out of Seth came Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which Jacob was the forefather of the Israelites. Psalm 78:69 of Yahweh's building his sanctuary. Psalm 147 verse 2, Jerusalem. Psalm 127 verse 1, a house also. It says in Amos 9 verse 6, his chambers in the heavens of Solomon's palace. Second Chronicles 33 verse 3, in some of these apparently an idea of merely repairing, so sometimes with adding notion of enlarging a city, which is talking about the Israelites, to build a house, perpetuate and establish a family, subject Leah and Rachel, to rebuild or restore, cause a household to flourish. Also, of establishing King David's throne, to build up Israel. Do you understand? And this is what he's doing now in these last days, when she's going to cause these women that are ordained to be saved with us to repent and join themselves to their brothers in the truth. It says in Isaiah 4:1, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel, only let us be called by thy name, to take away our...
Is there to not love about me? I don't understand what is there to not love about me. It's 10 p.m. on a Saturday night. I'm not running the streets. I'm in the bed, minding my business. Like, I cook. I'm so loving. I'm supportive. I'm loyal. I'm funny. You know, like, I have good physical attributes, even though, like, the outward appearance doesn't mean anything. I come from a good family. Like, I have a good heart. I have my own money. And a guy will still say he wants to find better. Lovely.